The students of our school love each other very passionately, and so that's one way that they really show their faith in Christ. Not only in the classroom where it's very structured, but also when they're given more freedom at recess time and lunchtime.
At Providence, there's a lot of interaction between the older grades and the younger grades. There's 2 grades in each class. So the younger kids are able to listen to the older kids and get a sneak peek of what they'll be learning the next year. And at the same time, the older grade in that class will be able to look back at the younger ones and maybe be able to help them because it's the same stuff they learned last year. For me, the most profound way I've seen it happen with the interacting of older and younger is through just daily devotions in the morning. There have always been these pairs. So a younger student would be paired with an older student, and they would always sit together. They use the same hymnal. The older student is pointing out where the song is if the younger student can't find it.
The intergrade relationships in Providence are something that I think is really special. I think it allows kids to grow and to be role models when they're the older ones in the grade, and then also to be led when they're the younger ones and to look to peers who are kind of just barely above them for help. So it offers a different role and perspective within the classroom that way. But then socially, like at playground time and everything, they'll play games from kindergartners up to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders will get down and play with them. And it's just really great to see the relationships there grow, and then to be able to see how the kids look up to one another and how the older kids step up into the role of mentorship.
Drop-off of the kids happens in the back of school, and a lot of the families have a lot of kids piling out of minivans and the like. There's a young boy, 1st and 2nd grade, is going to fly out of the car, and mom shouts at him, "Tie your shoe!" And he turns around and says, "No problem, Nate will do it for me." Nate's an 8th grader. He was about a 1st grader. And so that interaction and just the commonness of that and just that story, I think, embodies school life, and that, yeah, the older grades will come in and read to the younger grades, but there's a very real kind of presence of the school grades interacting in such a way that it's kind of natural and common for kids to have relationships across grades, and I think that has been a really good thing for the school.
You definitely get more one-on-one attention from the teacher, and you get to foster relationships with more people because we have combined classrooms, and so you get to see relationships form between 2 groups of children, and then when one graduates and moves up to the next classroom and another group comes in, then they get to be in the same room with a younger group of kids, and so they really get close peer relationships with both the older kids and the younger kids as they end up coming through the school.
You have students who might excel really strongly in math, and the teacher can push them there, and then at the same time maybe the same student needs a little more help in reading, and the teacher can be there. And the teachers really get to academically push them, spiritually push them, and then socially help them, move them, and then see the progression.
There is a lot of unique things that make Providence different, but I think those really come in the normal. I mean, we see that in the way that the day is structured. There's still classrooms, and we still have teachers, and we still have whiteboards, and we take notes, and we have textbooks, and all those different things. I mean, the day structurally operates very similar to a normal school day. It's the content that happens, once the class begins, that you start to see that. And I think the other area that makes it familiar but unique is the interaction with the students and the interaction between the students and the teachers, because the teachers view them as covenant children, that they're fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. Though we're all tainted by sin, we certainly operate in this covenant of grace where we receive grace, so therefore we try as we can to kind of give that back. So I think that's one other element. Again, we have the teacher and student relationship where there's obviously things that the students have to do, but it's just administered in a more gracious manner.
As we go through the day, there is a huge focus on being Christ-centered and really teaching to where the students are developmentally. We are super intentional with our time. We make sure that there is not a moment lost. If we are lined up waiting to move from one class to another and maybe waiting on a student, we can use that time to practice our Bible memory verse for the week, or we can sing a song that helps us learn the difference between a noun and a verb and an adjective. So really any time that we have that is not super structured, we're still using it to teach them skills, whether it is something that's academic or something behavioral, or a way to help them build relationships.
When I've been able to visit the school as a board member or even as a parent, the thing that is a highlight of those visits is always the all-school morning devotions. It's led by a teacher, there's singing, there's prayer, there's teaching. That's unique and it's very special.
One of the things I love about Providence as a teacher is the students are amazing. They're respectful. A lot of that obviously comes from the parents. Everyone's really committed to their education of their children here. I also send my kids here, and so as a parent, what I love about Providence is the families, the students, because my kids are so happy.
I love the community that we have. I love the staff that's here. We have an incredible staff that rallies around one another and is willing to step in at a moment's notice to do whatever you need. We have incredible parents who we can trust that not only are we doing our best to shape their students here, but they're getting that and even more at home.
One of the things that I really like about Providence is the opportunity to see young people growing in their, not just in knowledge, but in their love one for another, their responsibility in the world, and seeing how their goal will change from maybe just succeeding in the classroom to seeing what their place in the world is going to be.